CBA offer literally pits the new players against the old players. Because if you're on a rookie contract, you stand to benefit big from this new CBA offer. Wow. I mean, I saw this and was like, oh, they're going to go to war. And I'm not talking about the league versus the players. I'm talking about the players versus the players.
Listen carefully to what he said. The league is creating tension between the new players and the older players. This is not just an opinion, it shows a planned strategy. When you look at the new CBA proposal that was released on Sunday night, his point makes sense. The WNBA has made an offer that could divide the players' union and cause a serious split between the players.
Now, WNBA's new CBA offer boost pay, fast tracks max deals for stars like Caitlin Clark. The AP broke this, folks. The WNBA sent a new CBA proposal to Players Union Sunday night that includes allowing some of its young stars, like Caitlin Clark and Paige Beckers, a chance to earn a maximum salary quicker.
According to the Associated Press report on Sunday night, the WNBA's new proposal says that players on rookie contracts who make the first or second All-League team can sign a maximum contract in their fourth year instead of their fifth year or after finishing their rookie deal. To understand what that means, players like Caitlin Clark could become eligible for a max contract in 2027, Paige Beckers in 2028, and Aaliyah Boston in 2025. When you compare this to veteran players who have been in the league for 8, 9, or even 10 years, they never had this kind of opportunity. Many of them worked hard on minimum contracts, played overseas every winter just to earn enough money, and stayed in the league while it was losing money for years. Now, newer players who arrived at the perfect time, when Caitlin Clark's huge popularity started bringing real revenue to the league, could be fast-tracked to maximum contracts much earlier.
Cap in the first year would be $5.75 million, up 280% from $1.5 million. Think about that, folks. Now, it was 5.65. But let's just look at that. This is the first article I've seen since all this started that put this in a percentage. These players are pushing back on what has very obviously been over 200% increase in salary cap for quite some time.
These numbers need a closer look. The salary cap is increasing from $1.5 million to $5.75 million in the first year, which is about a 280% jump. By the sixth year of the deal, it could reach $8.5 million. Maximum salaries would rise from $249,000 to $1.3 million, and the average salary would increase from $120,000 to about $540,000 in the first year alone. However, one thing the league is not changing is revenue sharing. It will stay at 70% of net revenue, instead of the 26% of gross revenue that the Players' Union proposed on Friday. League leaders Adam Silver and Kathy Engelbert rejected that idea. Instead, the league is trying another approach to get more money to players by focusing on the specific stars who bring the most attention and revenue to the league.
Two are in the first year of the new CBA. The league didn't make changes in its revenue sharing model from its previous offer. They're not budging on the revenue sharing. They're now looking at other avenues to give these players money and leave the proposed at the current situation, 70% of net revenue, with that number going up as the league continues to grow.
Kelsey Plum, the vice president of the Players' Union, is getting ready for the unrivaled semifinals while these negotiations are still happening. Recently, the way she talked about the situation changed a bit. She said that she has always believed players should focus on the game, not the pay gap. She also pointed out that when you compare the time when she first entered the league to where things are now, the progress in revenue sharing is a tremendous win for the players. However, she quickly clarified that the players are not simply settling for the deal. Still, the fact that she called the progress a tremendous win suggests her tone became more positive after players received their first revenue sharing payment.
I think they're getting close. They are getting really close. For the first time, the league is giving $8 million from revenue sharing to the players from last season as the league generated enough to trigger it for the first time. So, and what this probably has done is, I'm sure, at least I assume, but I'm not so sure. After seeing how the union has handled this and the people handling things for them, I would assume now that, because you notice a lot of things have changed. I brought this up earlier. Once they got the revenue sharing payment, attitude started flopping.
The revenue sharing payment is important because, for the first time, the league activated the revenue sharing clause from the 2020 CBA. About $8 million from the 2024 season was given to the players, which works out to roughly $33,000 to $50,000 per player, depending on their contract. That number is interesting when you think about the situation in 2024. Caitlin Clark only played about half the season because she was finishing her college career at University of Iowa, and she didn't join the Indiana Fever until late June. Much of the league's growth, higher playoff ratings, sold-out arenas, more merchandise sales, and national TV attention, happened in the second half of the season. So if the league still produced $8 million in revenue sharing with Clark playing only half the year, players are wondering what the numbers might look like in the future. What happens in 2025 with a full season of that momentum? What about 2026, when the league plans to expand to Golden State Valkyries? And what about 2027, if another team is added? Players are already thinking about those projections. If the bonus grows to $12 million in 2026 and possibly $18 million in 2027, the current revenue sharing system could start looking much more appealing than pushing for a different percentage model that might risk slowing the league's growth. Chart increasing.
When Caitlin Clark was out the majority of the season, then is that number going to jump to 12 million in 2026 and then 18 million in 2027? There's got to be a way that they got projections on the revenue sharing bonus now that they've entered it. All right. So I think I figured up that players might have gotten somewhere in the neighborhood of like a $40,000 bonus, something like that, from the league. It was between 33 and 50,000 per player.
Going back to the strategy with rookie contracts, the league seems to have identified which players are bringing in the most revenue. It's not mainly the veterans who have been in the league for 10 years. Instead, it's newer stars like Caitlin Clark, who broke viewership records, Paige Buchers, expected to be the #1 pick in 2025, Angel Reese, Rickea Jackson, and Cameron Brink before her injury. These are the players attracting fans, selling tickets, and moving merchandise. Because of that, the WNBA has offered them an opportunity that veteran players never had. This puts the players' union in a difficult position. They must decide whether to reject the proposal because it seems unfair to longtime veterans, even though it strongly benefits the younger stars who generate much of the league's revenue. Or they can accept it, knowing it could create a two-level system in the league, where timing and popularity matter more than years of experience.
Offered the younger players max contract sooner. Oh, you know them old players are mad as hell. I don't blame the league. Those players didn't move the needle at all. They didn't help you make nothing. Nothing.
When he realizes what the league just did, his reaction shows real surprise mixed with reluctant respect. He can hardly believe he is about to praise Adam Silver. But the move is smart and very calculated. It looks like a strategy meant to divide the players' union's priorities. Younger players, especially rookies and second-year stars, will likely want to accept the deal. From their point of view, it makes sense because they could become eligible for maximum contracts much earlier, benefit from a much higher salary cap, and receive revenue-sharing bonuses that should grow as the league expands. However, veteran players like Brianna Stewart, Nneka Ogwumike, and Jewel Lloyd may see it differently. Many of them spent years helping build the league, often playing in front of small crowds and earning far less money. Now they might look at this proposal and wonder why these opportunities and financial rewards were not available when they were doing the hard work that helped grow the league.
Not ever did I think I would ever say the following sentence. Adam Silver did something pretty shrewd. Wow. Hell has froze over somewhere. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next.
The players' union now has to decide how to respond to the league's proposal. They could make a counteroffer, but their leverage is limited. The league has already agreed to big increases in the salary cap and maximum contracts, while staying firm on the revenue-sharing structure. More importantly, the proposal creates pressure inside the union by giving different benefits to different groups of players. If the union rejects the deal and a strike or lockout happens, the people who would suffer the most are likely the older veterans who are closer to retirement and rely on their salaries. Younger stars and rookies can afford to wait longer because many of them have major endorsement deals. For example, Caitlin Clark reportedly earned tens of millions in endorsements while only a small portion came from her league salary. This situation creates a clear divide. Veterans who helped build the league during years of low pay and smaller audiences may feel the new players are getting opportunities they never had, such as faster paths to maximum contracts and larger revenue-sharing bonuses. Stars like Breanna Stewart and Diana Taurasi played through seasons when games had little national exposure and salaries were far lower. Now the league is growing quickly.